I'm John Gray, and we're just plain living, and I hope you got everything you asked for Christmas.
Oh, gosh, and more. I'm Peggy Burton. Good morning.
And I'm Jim Fuller.
And now we're getting ready for New Year's, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
It's close.
Yes, we are.
You got big plans?
Big plans?
Yeah.
No, ma'am.
There was a time when John always had big plans for New Year's Eve. And
We all did.
We all did, yeah.
Not so much anymore, but
You know, New Year's has been funny for us. My wife, Fran, for some reason, I guess just worn out. You know, the holiday season can be very tiring, and particularly if you're in business,
Right.
commercially, or your family
And if
or
you're-
you're working in a way where you have a lot of connections with business. It's exhausting.
Well, and we have so many people in this community that are very giving, that
Yes, yes.
that go the extra mile for others.
So about half of our married life, Fran has just not been well. By New Year's, she's exhausted.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's done. She's done, and she, opens up to having a cold or something like that. And so there's a lot of New Year's we just didn't do anything, and it's kind of nice.
Well, sometimes it is nice, yeah. You can always watch the ball on TV.
Which I
If you have to
That-
wake up to see the ball drop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It doesn't drop till midnight, and usually
No.
if you're not out partying somewhere, chances are you went to sleep, and somebody had to wake you up to see that. Yes.
But it's been 2021 has been a little bit better year than 2020.
I think so.
Oh, much I think.
I'm real proud of the Civic Center because we have managed to stay open
Yes.
right through the year, and we've had to move a few things forward, but a lot of good things have gone on, and I'm real proud of that.
Well, and that's because this community is a giving community. And
Yes, they are.
the Art Center stayed open, the Science Center stayed open, and a lot of times that's a really tough thing when people need to make a decision with their entertainment dollars. Well, am I going to entertain myself by having a good meal,
Yeah.
or am I going to entertain or buying some gas that's real high,
Yeah.
or am I going to go
It's getting
somewhere and go to a play or go to a movie or go to some other type of entertainment? So in 2020, people weren't going.
Oh, yeah, and people got used to not going. And I think we've seen people start trickling back to
Yes.
crowds again.
Oh,
and-
yeah. We're much closer.
But
to
for a long
normal.
time, that it was just hard to get people out because they were very uncomfortable. And still, there are a lot of people that are uncomfortable.
Well, excuse me, but what's happened is, COVID was the end of a lot of things.
It really was.
But it was also the beginning of a lot of other things. And because of that, a lot of different ways, particularly in the communication industry, have popped up that we do and get things now, entertainment, information in ways that we didn't get pre-COVID. And don't you wish, I've said it before, don't you wish you were first in on one of these video chat things that everybody's doing now? Don't you wish you had about 100,000
that's-
Right.
That kind of thing has become normal. That's
Yeah.
continued even after the
Exactly.
biggest part of the crisis for COVID
Sure.
is over. That people are having Zoom meetings quite regularly, where it used to they had to travel somewhere to get together.
Fran would have to get in her car and go to Knoxville.
Right, but
And-
Now they have
well,
that meeting.
Yeah.
She can have, you can do like those commercials, you can be in your pajamas and your bunny slippers having that meeting.
I saw some people or seen some people over the holidays that I usually always see around Christmas time that I didn't see in 2020 because of COVID.
Right. Right.
But we did have a Zoom conversation during that period of time. But it was nice to get together.
It's nice to get to see people, and it's nice to see your family. That I've got family all over the world, and it's nice to, turn them on.
And I noticed one of the things, I don't watch the Tonight Show like I used to,
Yeah.
but I still watch it, and for a while Jimmy Fallon, who I think is hilarious, was doing it from his house.
Yeah,
Right.
a lot of people were doing that.
And doing that, and a lot of them still are.
Yeah.
Right now, I was watching the sports thing yesterday, and a guy, you'd think he was in a studio, but there was this fly buzzing around, and he
Yeah.
was in his house, and he had, of course, the NFL logos that looked just like he was in the studio, but that's not where he was.
And they got pretty good at that. You know, a
Yeah.
lot of that happened even on newscasts and such.
Yes.
That was done from your home. And it was always funny when they're doing this and you don't know for sure they're not in the studio.
It's hard to tell.
Until one of their little kids comes running
Yeah.
through there.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
the dog
yeah.
starts barking and that kind of
But
stuff.
what I was going to say is Fallon was in his pajamas or sweatpants, and his kids were in their pajamas and helping him do the show. Well, then when he finally went back into the studio, he was still kind of dressed down,
Yeah.
and now he's back in the
Back
suit
in a
and
suit,
tie
yeah.
and stuff. So they've gone from dressed to sloppy to, and it's kind of worked its way back to the way it was presentation-wise.
Presentation-wise, you're right.
You know, so all of a sudden you go, wait a minute, I'm a little bit better than this. I don't need to be in my bunny slippers. I
Right.
need to put some shoes and a suit on.
Right.
So, and what we're going to do, I guess, today is we're going to share some great things that
events
have
across
happened
the year
here and in
here.
Tullahoma. I mean, we've got a state championship football team, and we've got new businesses opened up and new things happening, and we survived.
Yes.
Exactly. I think that's the key to everything.
Yeah.
You find a way to survive. You keep moving.
So what our staff has done is put together a show, as we usually do for our New Year's Eve show or New Year's show, is the best of 2021,
But then
and there's been some good stuff.
2021 had a lot of promise.
Yes. it
Have
did.
y'all got resolutions for New Year's? Have you thought about that?
I
It's
haven't-
time.
I haven't. I've given
I
up on
will
myself
not
for a
eat.
lot of
I will not. My resolution is, as always, is I will not eat Brussels sprouts.
You will not eat Brussels sprouts?
No, I'm giving up Brussels
They're
sprouts.
wonderful, and they're so.
he's done that for years.
Oh, okay.
So
It's so easy.
he's just
to do that.
reconfirming.
Oh,
that.
okay.
It's so easy to give up Brussels sprouts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think
So I guess what we're going to do right now, folks, is we're going to go right into this year's review put together by Philip Scoggins and Andrew Todd and Julia, and we want to thank our people
Oh, yeah. We have a great group here.
We're lucky
that
to
have
have them.
done what they've done for us to keep us going this year, and we moved
Oh, yeah. It was
locations.
huge.
There's a lot of stuff happened in 2021, and they've been a great big part of it.
Yes,
Oh,
they have.
absolutely. What would we do without them?
Yeah. So what we'll do right now is we'll take a quick commercial break and show you the best of 2021.
Everyone here at Stroop-Sackert Refrigeration would like to congratulate the 2021 Tullahoma Wildcats head coach John Olive and staff on an outstanding undefeated season and first-time state championship. Go Cats!
I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine. There are a lot of opinions being shared. But I had the chance to talk with my doctor about my concerns. He told me the vaccines are backed by decades of research, and that the vaccines are proven safe and effective. Now I'm protected and ready to put this pandemic behind us. Join the millions of Tennesseans who have decided to give COVID-19 vaccines a shot. Visit covid19.tn.gov to find an appointment today.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
John Olive had a
Good.
proclamation at our board meeting.
Do you know that was the most exciting football game I think I've seen in my life?
It was a good one.
Honestly, it was. When it was over, I had tears in my
Well,
eyes.
people didn't
I was so
A lot
proud.
of people did.
Yeah, it was
I think,
absolutely phenomenal.
yeah. Yes.
I mean, just like John Olive said on the last John Olive show, he said, I think we just won this football game.
Bless his
And
heart.
everybody in the stands,
Yeah.
you know, you couldn't see because everybody was standing up.
Yeah.
And so a short guy didn't get to see.
You want to see the clip now?
Huh?
Yeah,
Clip now?
sure.
Well, we're gonna make a segment out of that, I guess, aren't we?
He was ready for it now if you want.
Well, we'll show that
Let's
right
show
now.
it now,
There
yeah.
you go. We'll show it right now.
Reading a proclamation recognizing our 2021 state 4A championship for our Tullahoma Wildcats. First off, just a big hand.
All right.
We're back.
We're back, and
God, what a
that's
fabulous
great.
thing to do.
great.
That
Yeah,
was
really
great.
a special time for
They deserved
Tullahoma High School
every bit of
Wildcats
it.
and this community.
Oh, this community is outstanding.
People will never forget
No,
2021.
they never will forget that.
That
I
is-
guarantee you that.
It was an exciting time.
Have you?
What does caring look like? This is what caring looks like.
This is setting an example for others.
This is rising to the challenge.
This is doing what works.
This is doing my part.
This is doing your part.
Each of us individually.
Acting as one.
Keeping your distance, no matter how awkward it may seem.
This is wearing a mask.
Over your nose and mouth.
Like we are.
Keeping our distance.
Each wearing masks.
Not under your chin.
Not above your head.
Not in your hand, but over your nose and mouth.
This is listening to the expert. If you'll just
Wear one of these.
Caring makes community.
And this is what caring looks like.
Until COVID-19 is no longer a threat. Until COVID-19 is no longer a threat.
Until COVID-19 is no longer a threat.
I feel like we're safe at Parkview.
There's somebody on staff all the time. So if you need help, help is there.
We are surrounded with people that are looking after us and taking care of us.
The staff is wonderful and always available. We feel so safe and secure here.
I feel safe at Parkview all the time.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
I've got some people on the set with me today that sometimes make me laugh, sometimes make me cry, but today they make me happy. I have Randy Fincham on the end there with his guitar. He's a songwriter, and next to him, Melissa Sharan and Samantha Terrell. I always want to say it all. Samantha Terrell Waters, who has a long history with me, and everybody does, except Randy's kind of new since last year.
The baby of the bunch,
and when we always have a songwriting contest in our country show each year, and not a contest. We always have a songwriting segment, and this year we decided to do a workshop. And Randy Fincham, who has a wonderful record of writing songs, I won't go into all that because it takes a lot of time, but they met about 6 weeks ago. Started a little workshop, and the goal I had for the workshop was to come out with a song that would fit on South Jackson Goes Country and represent our community and our region here. And they got together, and after about 5 weeks came up, or 4 or 5 weeks, came up with this song that we're just going to start right out with. And what do you call it? Small Town Calling. Small Town Calling. That's great. And so you're talking about Tullahoma a lot, right? Okay, let's hear it.
Yes. See if you can see the places where we're
And this will be on the country show this year.
Yes. Right, here we go.
Just close your eyes and smell that honeysuckle breeze. It's the kind of place when people come, they never want to leave. It's the dinner bell ringing, front porch swinging, swimming in the creek. A friendly wave, a smiling face, and sipping on sweet tea. I can hear my hometown calling out to me. When nothing just small town like a train whistle blowing. Or the traffic from the tractor slowing down the high-speed lane. It's up all night under the lights, football your best friend from kindergarten, laughing it up, sitting in the stands, watching as your kids try to win that game. Oh, that's the sound of a small town calling. Between Daniels and Dickel, my mama raised me. Learn my wrong from my right by the switch of a willow tree. It's the church bells ringing, choir singing, some days on my knees. Now every day I stop and pray and thank God for Tennessee, where nothing says small town like a train whistle blowing, or the traffic from a tractor slowing down the high-speed lane. It's up all night under the lights, football games on Friday night, with your best friend from kindergarten, laughing it up, sitting in the stands, watching as your kids try to win that game. Oh, that's the sound of a small town calling. You can wash it out of my clothes,
Wash it out of my clothes, wring it out of my jeans,
country in my soul,
country in my
you know
soul.
what I mean. You can't wash it out of my clothes,
Wash it out of my clothes, wring it out of my
country
jeans,
in my soul,
country in my soul.
you know what I mean. Come on, tell my home in Tennessee, nothing says small town like a train whistle blowing, or the traffic from a tractor slowing down the high-speed lane. It's up all night under the lights, football games on Friday night, with your best friend from kindergarten, laughing it up, sitting in the stands, watching as your kids try to win that game. Oh, that's the sound of a small town calling. Just close your eyes and smell that honeysuckle breeze. It's the kind of place when people come, they never wanna leave.
All right. I like it. I like it. And you have one more person that sings with you, and it could be a group, right?
Oh, yeah.
I love the lyrics. I love the way you took it in different directions, and I'm proud of you for coming up with a processed song that's completed and ready to perform.
Can we name all the co-writers?
I wish you would.
Y'all help me out here.
We have Wayne Metcalf.
Wayne Metcalf.
Yes.
Steve Myers.
Steve Myers. Cindy Watson. Who else?
Marilyn Harris.
Yes.
Harris.
And
then just us, I guess.
Yeah. That's sweet.
And everybody chipped in some words and some ideas, and then.
Yeah.
But so songwriting is not as uncomplicated as you might think. To make it come to fruition of the completed piece takes a little work.
Especially with that many writers.
And the fact that you used everybody, that's great. And I'm hoping we'll have another workshop, or maybe you all are going to continue having a songwriting workshop. Very creative. We need more originality in our community, I think.
There's a lot of talent in this town and in this whole area.
Listen, this town is loaded. This whole region is loaded with talent. You do not have to go to Nash Vegas to see something nice.
No, you don't.
And that took about 6 hours. So all of us in a room, we did 2 different days, about 3 hours each. And then we worked on it at home a little bit.
And we had a third meeting.
Yeah, we were so close at the end of the second one.
Okay, yes.
So you had to meet one more
we
time.
met one more time. It was just too good not to get it completed. It was awesome. And
I think while we're talking about things, let's give a quick rundown on our auditions for South Jackson Ghost Country.
Yes. Okay. So we have auditions coming up on June the 6th and the 7th. On Sunday the 6th, it's from 2 to 4 p.m. And then on Monday the 7th, it is going to be 6 to 8 p.m.
All the information you need will be on that website. Yes. And I would go to the website. I wouldn't try to call them.
Yes, if you go to the website, there's a form.
Yeah,
there's
there's everything you need. Yeah.
And everything you need is listed
And if
there.
you can't make audition dates, if you'll contact us early,
There's an email on there as well that they can contact.
Send in a
video of you singing
right.
your songs and your form.
And I thought, since we were talking about Veterans Month, Randy has this song that he wrote, that applies to veterans, and I thought you might enjoy him taking us out with a song.
Oh yeah, let me get tuned down here.
He's got to tune up a little.
Just a drop D here.
It's I always thought that was interesting when I was a kid. I was wondering why they were always turning on their little buttons. Why don't they just play it? That was what I'd say, yeah.
Well, I pretty much do leave it one way, but I got about 3 or 4 songs like this. I wrote this with as part of the Warrior Rounds project. We're going to be playing in May 29th at Hops. I think it's Hops Brewery in Murfreesboro.
Is that Memorial Day?
Memorial Day, yes.
Right.
This is weekend. It's going to be a concert for the Warrior Rounds project where J.T. Cooper, a U.S. Army veteran, puts us all with put songwriters and veterans together to write a song. So I wrote this with a Warren County boy, McMinnville, Eric Fraser, United States Marine Corps, who had both legs blown off at the knee. And this is his story. It's called Brotherhood.
Brotherhood.
When I woke up in Bethesda, I was in the ICU. A nurse was leaning over me, changing my breathing tube. She said, Lance Corporal Fraser, you were hit by an IED. 3 weeks later, they moved me over to Walter Reed, right after they broke the news about Bruschetta and Overstreet. We were riding in our Humvee, and we just switched our seats. Trouble always found me, bad luck was my last name, and they followed me from Tennessee to the place where my life changed, on a dirt road in Fallujah, that hot October day. And now I'm getting cards and letters, phone calls and emails too. Soldiers half a world away are right here with me in this room. When we enlist, we know the deal, from boot camp to the battlefield, till our last breath, it's always in our blood. Brotherhood. And now I wake up every morning, knowing over there it's night. Every day I check that list, and I thank God they're still alive. I hear their voices in my head, saying, don't you give up, man. They put the rods in my arms, and they gave me my new legs. First week of January, I finally learned to stand. 'Cause my boys are coming home in April, and I'm gonna be there when that plane lands. Trouble always found me, bad luck was my last name, and they followed me from Tennessee to the place where my life changed, on a dirt road in Fallujah, that hot October day. And now I'm getting cards and letters, phone calls and emails too. Soldiers half the world away are right here with me in this room. When we enlist, we know the deal, from boot camp to the battlefield, till our last breath, it's always in our blood. Brotherhood. Yeah, till our last breath, it's always in our blood. Brotherhood.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I got a tour and I saw all the things and I was so excited about them. And she took me to the movie theater and it had red chairs. This is a done deal and I like it.
We have so many activities here that you just can't keep up with them all. We have exercise, we have coloring, we have crafts.
It's charming, it's attractive, it's very comfortable. It was one of the best decisions of my life.
As we celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, a beautiful life of love, forgiveness, joy, and compassion, he served others rather than being served. And when he gave it all. And to all to him I owe. We wish to you, each and every one, a blessed and Merry Christmas!
This the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine. There are a lot of opinions being shared. But I had the chance to talk with my doctor about my concerns. He told me the vaccines are backed by decades of research, and that the vaccines are proven safe and effective. Now I'm protected and ready to put this pandemic behind us. Join the millions of Tennesseans who have decided to give COVID-19 vaccines a shot. Visit covid19.tn.gov to find an appointment today.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
The hills are alive with the sound of music. I'm so excited you guys came this morning. I have on the set with me from Community Playhouse at South Jackson Civic Center, Curtis Heiss, Miss Ella Heiss, and Alexa Thompson. And the two on the end is the Von Trapp family, youngest and oldest child. And what part are you playing, Alexa?
I'm playing Liesel Von Trapp.
You're excited, I am.
I'm very excited.
I'm really
yes.
excited. How about you, Ella? What's your name in the show?
Gretel.
Gretel? Do you like playing Gretel?
Yeah.
Is it a lot of fun?
Yeah.
I'm glad you're in the show. I thought that it would be really sweet if you two sang just a little bit of some song. You mind?
No,
okay.
Yeah. Doe, a deer, a female deer, Ray, a drop of golden sun, me, a name I call myself, far, a long, long way to run, so a needle pulling thread, la, a note to follow slow, tea, a drink with jam and bread, that will bring us back to dough, oh, oh, oh.
Dough! I love it! I love it. Good
and
job.
And acapella too, isn't that good?
I know, singing acapella, that's the best. If you can sing acapella, you've got it made. And I understand that all the children are good singers. Greg has bragged on everybody. Curtis, you have come a long way since I first met you on the country stage. Now you can do anything, it seems.
I try to make it look good anyway.
Right. I guess we need to tell you when the show's coming off. It's opening
this weekend,
Friday
5th,
night.
6th, and 7th, and then the following weekend also.
Now does it start at 7 o'clock or 7:30?
The Friday and Saturday nights, Friday and Saturday night shows start at 7, I believe, and then the
Sunday
Sunday
is 2:30. I know that for sure because I have those tickets. And then the following weekend it's the same thing.
Same thing.
I'm glad that we're going 2 weekends, but I would encourage everybody to get out there and get your ticket. If you call, the tickets are like $18, but if you wait and go to the door, it's going to be more, $20, I think. And is there a student ticket, or do you know? 15? I believe it is. I believe that's right.
And you may not want to try to wait and get them at the door, because there may not be any at the door, because it's it's going to be a pretty popular show.
It's a very popular show, and it'll surprise me if it doesn't sell out. And I'm so glad that we were able to bring back a musical of this caliber, because it's been a while, that we've done a great big one. Tell me about your part, Curtis.
I'm playing Max Detweiler. They refer to him as Uncle Max. He's not really the children's uncle. He's Captain Von Trapp's close friend.
Right.
And also sort of a musical talent scout, if you will, and he's trying to put together the music festival and
he's using these children. And the reason
I don't want to give too much away. People.
Oh, yeah. We don't want people to know everything, but I don't know if you know about, of course you know about the marionettes that have been put into this musical. I saw them and I thought they were the cutest things I ever saw. I was just thrilled to death with the marionettes. I think you should know that Greg Gressel, who's chairman of South Jackson Civic Center, is the director. And is it Kristen, the choreographer? I can't remember last name, which is terrible, but that's all right. She's wonderful and doing a great job. A lot of people to work with. I think she's doing a great job. Ella, how old are you now?
6.
6 years old? First grade? And already in a Broadway musical. I think that's fabulous.
She was really excited about wearing a microphone.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's the thing she's most excited about.
What did you do when you auditioned for this musical? What did you sing?
Did you sing the Little Mermaid song?
Yeah, I think I did.
Part of Your World?
I think that's awesome that you memorized the song. I've known Alexa for a long time because she's one of my students, and you did recently, what was the role you played recently?
I was Arista in the Little
Arista,
Mermaid.
yeah. I couldn't remember that name, in the Little Mermaid, and you've done others already.
Oh, yeah, I've done a bunch.
And so this is maybe your first huge Broadway.
Yeah, my last big role, I was Lucy in Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. That was just a straight play.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is probably my first.
What do you aspire to be when you finish your
gosh.
journey?
I don't know.
Do you love doing Broadway?
I do. I might maybe try.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're having fun. I mean, all of a sudden you grew up, it seems.
Yeah.
I woke up one day and there you were grown up.
I've been taking lessons for, I think, about 5.
Right.
Since I was 11. So
Since you were 11.
4 years.
And you've done a great job.
Thank you.
And Curtis has, the first time I actually saw you perform on stage in a play, I think was 1776.
That's right.
And I thought you were phenomenal.
Well, that was my first time, unless you count elementary school. That was my first time in a play, and I'd always just done the country show, country show, and that's all I really ever cared to do. But Melissa Sharan texted me one night, and she said, "We're putting on a musical, 1776, and we need a lot of male singers, and I think you should come audition." And I gave it some thought. I'm a history nerd, and I love that era anyway. So I thought, well, that could be fun, and so I tried it, and that was the gateway. And now,
frankly, it was one of the most fabulous musicals I've seen.
It really was. It was a lot of fun, and myself and R.J. Hayes were backstage last night looking at some pictures. He had some pictures on his phone of the set. It was a beautiful set. Great cast of singers.
Oh yeah.
And actors, and a lot of fun. I met a lot of people that have been in other stuff with now. And this cast and this show is also tremendous.
Did you ever think that you would enjoy it this much?
No, not at all. and it's not a natural thing for me to get up and act like someone else. I mean, I really had to put a lot of effort into that, and it feels very unnatural, but maybe it's supposed to, I don't know.
And a little bit different than being a Marine.
It's quite a bit different, yeah. But there's also a lot of discipline that goes into it.
A lot of discipline, absolutely.
Memorizing your lines, so to that point, I guess there are some similarities.
It's a good, Ella, are you staying up late at night?
Yeah.
Is it bothering your schoolwork? Or you're just getting up and going on, aren't you?
She's a trooper.
I think it's amazing to be 6 years old and be able to be up, because in the last week you have to stay out late. You just got to finish the play or you're not going to get it done. All right, remember that you need to get your tickets by either calling that number or going online. All tickets are online, and I think we request You don't have to, but we request mask, but there's not a mandate about it.
I don't think so.
If you feel uncomfortable without a mask, certainly wear a mask, because everybody can do that. And the seats are selling fast. I go in there at least once or twice a week and check on things like this, and it's a great opportunity to get a good story, a good moral story, and that pleases me. I thank y'all for coming. I know you had things to do because you've probably been up half the night. Ella, I hope you'll come back and be on the set another day for us. And all I can say is, Sound of Music, don't miss it. It's going to be great. Thank you.
The Bookshelf in Tullahoma is the fundraising arm of the Coffee County Literacy Council. Since 1988, the Literacy Council's goal and purpose has been to support and promote adult basic education in Coffee County. We enable individuals to complete their high school equivalency exam, which helps them get better jobs or continue into higher education. The Bookshelf at 114 Southwest Atlantic Street in Tullahoma is where we sell used books, which are donated to us by the community. Come see us, bring your books to donate, and join us as you find every genre of books that you can imagine.
Macarthur Manor Assisted Living is passionate about creating better experiences for our Manchester seniors. Our residents describe us in a few words.
Welcoming.
When you walk through the doors at Macarthur Manor, we'll treat you like family.
Caring.
Through high standards of personalized care, we help residents live life to its fullest.
Engaging.
With a wide range of life-enriching activities, there is something for everyone at Macarthur Manor. With our residents and staff now vaccinated, call us today to schedule your safe and personalized tour.
I had a knee replacement, so they've got me in life care, which I'm very, very thankful for. I couldn't garden, I couldn't do my flower beds, I can't chase my little dogs. I have been in several therapy sessions for knees and back, and that's the best therapist I believe I've ever been to. It's tremendous because I'm able to walk again, but if it wasn't for the care, I wouldn't be where I am.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
The individuals with dementia, those with Parkinson's, those that have maybe mobility issues, need caregivers. Well, those caregivers are 24 hours a day at home, and they never get a rest. And if they have to go to work, they're kind of out of luck. So that's why Trinity came into existence 25 years ago, to allow the caregivers to have a safe center where they could put their loved ones, know they would be well cared for, stimulated, fed good nutritious meals, have activities to their level, and then the caregiver can stop by and pick them up and go on home and have some continuity into their life.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Folks, we're back, and I made mention of my friend Lee Deckelman, and he's on stage with me right now, and this is his new book right here, and that's what we're here to talk about. And the title of that book is Internal Volume. And Lee, your story is an incredible story, from a young man and all the things that you went through, to being in special forces in the military, to now being a yoga instructor.
That's right.
And just lead us a little bit through the book and why you wrote the book. It takes me back. If you're a Tullahoma person, of course, Lee's been in numerous different places throughout his life, but a lot of this book takes place in Tullahoma. Mm-hmm. And there are principals and teachers and areas and spaces and folks you talk about that helped you on your journey in numerous ways. Everything from getting that butt torn up with a paddle to getting a second chance.
There you go.
You know, getting a second chance. Being a small guy, small kid. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times small kids get picked on, and you had to learn to be pretty tough.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So give us a little rundown on
Well, I'd like
why.
to start, okay. I'd like to start out by saying the cover art is Annie Roan from The Painted House.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just beautiful. And so to me, that's the most beautiful part of the book. I think wanting to write a book always felt like a really narcissistic goal, and I struggled with it, even though people told me for years I probably should. I never really felt like my life was a book. And about 6 years ago, Derek Crownover, who I went to school with, who's a very successful lawyer in Nashville, was mentoring me a little bit, and he said, you know, if you could write a book about your life story and get some notoriety, it will help your foundation. So the real answer, it's not really sexy, is the reason I wrote my life story in a book was to try to help the foundation, to bring awareness to people like me, to how yoga has helped me, and just use my life story as honestly as I could, you know, about the highs and the lows, and hopefully that book becomes a tool to help me better provide free yoga to all who suffer, veterans, widows,
so
kids.
that explain the foundation.
Okay.
What exactly is, you know, I know we've talked about it before, but we might have a whole new audience out here today. And the foundation is?
Absolutely. Be Yoga Strong Foundation I started in January of 2020, and it's to provide free yoga, and not the perfect pose on your cell phone in a pose, not the narcissistic marketing side of the westernized yoga. I'm talking about the origins of yoga. I'm talking about going deeper than a beautiful pose. You could be a serial killer and do beautiful poses and be on magazines. What we're doing is the origins of yoga, which is the mindfulness. It's what you find in most large religions. You find definitely in the Hindu religion, but before religion got connected to yoga, yoga was a tool to help with the suffering on earth. It was you know, a different way of thinking and behaving and processing. And the title of the book, Internal Volume, is just my play on words. I think about the inside of my chest or my stomach or my mind as a volume knob. And when it's on zero, when you're on zero, you're in heaven. I mean, you don't have a care in the world. You're in your parasympathetic response. You're calm. You're not under any stress. Your mind is quiet. You know, when we talk about letting go, we're talking about shutting up. That's the start. You have to get quiet. You can't be loud and be mindful. They don't go together. It doesn't matter how dynamic your personality is. If you really want to calm down and settle and get healthy and connect, you have to get quiet, and you have to get vulnerable, and you have to get soft. And that's scary. That freaks people out. And so everybody's not ready for the therapeutic type of yoga that I'm doing, but that's what I'm doing. And so the people that are ready for that, you know, we're working on providing free yoga. And right now we're in transition. COVID did a lot.
Do you think looking at a lot of the ways that yoga is represented, that most people see in movies, in advertising, you know, there's 2 gals or 3 gals or 5 gals with their yoga mats, and it's more like an exercise class.
Absolutely.
You know, they're talking about going to pick up the kids, and instead of, I think that's how it's represented.
Well, it is, because it's marketed. It is, because if you want to open a yoga studio in America and you make people be quiet and be mindful, people aren't going to pay for that unless they're ready. And there's a lot of people that just aren't ready. I mean, you have to really have to have enough. You have to be at a point where you're like, I'm ready to try something different. And this isn't, you know, I'm not selling, what I'm selling is free.
Yeah.
And it's been around for the people in India say for 15,000 years. The practice of yoga in its origins. That mindset of being calm and getting your internal volume down to a zero.
But the thing about it is that's so interesting here, and you said what I'm selling is free. Our society are so used to putting a dollar figure on something that's important.
Yeah.
And the more the car costs, the better a car it is.
Yeah.
And to be able to get people to understand that what you're giving is an opportunity to change the way you are for free.
I think so. I think it's a mental health superpower if you practice it in line with what I'm doing. I'm not saying exactly what I'm doing. I'm saying in that direction.
Sure.
Then I think it's a mental health superpower. What it's done, it has transformed me as a person. And not from some weird, crazy place. It's a process. I mean, it's a daily walk just like anything else. And but I spell it out in that book.
Well,
that book isn't just a way for me to try to make money because 50% of the profits go to charity. That book's a how-to, in my opinion, to sort yourself out if you've had a lot of trauma in your life, and at the end of the day, you actually want to be a good person. But you want to do something different. It's a good how-to.
You had to be. I mean, you were beat as a kid. Mm-hmm. You were homeless as a kid.
Yeah. The thing is, those aren't the hardest memories. You know what I mean? That's the crazy part.
As a kid, you deal with it. You find a way to deal with it.
Right.
But you've been through many situations in your life where you had a feeling, and I didn't have time to read all of it. Lee gave me this book Sunday.
Yeah.
No, Saturday.
Yeah. I gave you a homework assignment.
It's a homework assignment.
Yeah.
And I usually don't scan stuff, and I read like I'm having a conversation with somebody, so I don't just blow through a book. I read, because when I get through reading it, I retain it.
Right.
You have gone through phases where you gave all you could give, and at the end of the situation, you've been defeated. You've been left. You've been walked out on. You've been kicked out. You've been handcuffed. But yet, I want to congratulate you as a strong individual. A whole lot of people wouldn't have continued and gotten through the life that you had to live. You had to be tough. You fought a lot, didn't you?
There's nothing wrong with being tough.
No, there's not.
There's nothing wrong with having some fight in your kindness. I think kindness should come from a position of strength. But I know you're giving me a compliment, and I appreciate that.
Well,
John.
it is. As I read this book, I'm going, when's this kid going to get a break?
Yeah, I'm getting one right now.
And
you just don't give up. And
yeah.
I think to answer what you're saying, not that you're asking something, but when I think about every scenario in life, I can use this filter or anything just like it, but it's this simple for me. When that wildebeest, when its hind leg gets caught by that crocodile, it has two choices. And you always have two choices in life, no matter what the scenario is. And that's you're going to fight and not give up, or you're going to turn into it and let it chew you up and spit you out, or come out the other end. So, so for me, I don't know that it was toughness, or it wasn't an option to do anything else.
Right.
So I don't know how much credit
but some people choose the other option.
Sure, for whatever reason.
But you, as many of our military people, you were in special forces, to the toughest of the tough. You're with a group of guys and possibly girls. I didn't read through.
Not back then.
Not back then.
I don't know what they're doing now, but no. Not that it matters.
No, not that it matters, but so you have, it's sort of like this one story of a guy who flies a $1 billion jet aircraft. He gets out of the military and he comes back home and he can't get a job flipping hamburgers. You know, we have a problem with our military coming back, and these are young men and women who have been put in charge of $1 million pieces of equipment or the lives of villages. And when they come back home, all of a sudden, you know, there's nothing for them to do where they feel like they have any respect at all.
Well, the Lee Deckelman answer at 55 years old is there's no money in it. If there was money in helping veterans, they'd be getting help. There's no money in it. You know, if you really follow and remove all the biases, if something doesn't make money, doesn't matter how important it is, it doesn't seem to
get done.
It doesn't seem to, it just doesn't seem to happen, and it gets lost in all the rhetoric or all the noise, all the noise. But that's the real awakening is when you slow down. You have to let go of the noise. You have to let go of the news and all that. You have to let go of all the busy, which is the ego. But you know, it's a lot easier for me to think of my ego as just all the busy. You know, me stuff and you stuff and what about this stuff and oh, I can picture this and that and the other. It's like that's suffering. So when you do that, when you're daydreaming, you're doing all that stuff and you're back and forth in your mind and you're killing time in your mind. When they do the science, you're in a part of your brain associated with suffering. So the science proves what they've known for thousands of years with mindfulness and yoga. So I'm practicing it for free. It's like, so you're telling me I can feel better if I just start taking a little bit more control over the way I act and think, and what I'm all on board. And so, you know, that all started with a diet and, you know, just an inside approach towards, you know, getting in a better place.
How can people get this book?
The only way you can get that is on Amazon.com. So, and 50% goes to the foundation to hopefully build our own studio soon, somewhere in Coffee County. But yeah, Amazon. Go to Amazon.com, and it's available in paperback. Or ebook.
There it is, right there.
And
buy it, find this young man, talk to him.
So yeah,
visit him.
So I'm teaching, but it's not free right now. But I'm teaching at Tullahoma CrossFit Fit 10 on Wednesdays, in Winchester at Bar Fly on Tuesdays and Thursdays. All those are evening night classes, and then the last Thursday of every month, I do a free class at the Bedford County Library, and I think this coming month it'll be outdoors. If people are interested in that, they just go to their Facebook page. I'm not on any social media or anything like that anymore, but...
Well, I want to end this by telling you that no matter what age you are, we all go through stuff. And a lot of times it takes us longer than it should to leave the stuff behind. And this is a piece that I wrote that I've given to Lee, and this came to me in 2017. That's 60-something years old. It finally showed up. And it will show up for you if you open your mind to good things. A path uphill is successfully traveled by steadily placing one foot in front of the other. A prophet I met in a dream along the way smiled as he slowly passed and said, "Go softly through life and find peace." Beautiful. And you used that word soft a minute ago. Yeah. Go softly through life and find peace. Find him and you'll find peace. Lee Deckelman. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you very much. We'll be back after these messages.
Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Paint Uh-oh. I just knocked a tree over. This the paint doctor. I got the color wheel. Now, you know what a color wheel is? It is the wheel at the paint works where you pick all your colors to paint your room. It could be a multicolored beard. It could be a underarm fan. You never can tell. One thing we do know is that it's time to paint. You know, you can make your wife very happy if you go to your house and paint some rooms, or you paint the outside of the house, the inside of the house. It makes them feel very good because you work hard for them and they like that. All women like to see their man sweat, you know? They do. Honeydew is what they do. And you get to do it too. So you go to the paintworks at 1960 North Washington Street and you see David Ikonen over there, and he's the real paint doctor. He fix you up with color. It's so nice when the color is right. Go to Paintworks today. Martin Senor. See? Martin Senor. Right there. Martin Senor at the Paintworks. Bye, and we see you next time. I'm burning up.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm John Gray.
Hi, John. Fancy meeting you here on Jackson Street.
Really? This is Peggy Burton right here.
Good morning.
Peggy's always been a minimalist, and so we are pretty minimal right now because we have left our studio. We were asked to move out from our studio where we've been for 20 years in the Markham building, where someone else could take over that space. We are at 207 North Jackson Street, the old house that was Doc and Maud Taylor's house.
I love this
house. And Doc Taylor was Taylor's Pharmacy up on the corner where the hotel is downtown now. That was Taylor's Pharmacy. And this is the house that Doc and Maud lived in. And we are really proud and glad to be on Jackson Street. We've always sort of wanted to have a presence downtown.
And so now we have it.
And yes, and we were given about 15 days to get out of there and had 20 years of stuff to move and relocate and run cables and wires and all kinds of things. So, you know, change is a wonderful thing, and it gives you an opportunity to recreate yourself.
And also to clean house.
And also to clean house.
Oh, I've done many moves in my life.
So, you know, what we're going to do here is they didn't get us. They thought they might have gotten us. But look right here behind me. We had an angel on our shoulder.
There we go.
And all of our people, Jerry Harris, Jim Fuller, Dan, Philip, Andrew, you name it, they've done it. They've been down here, and we've slaved and sweat because the air conditioning is out in this building right now.
And luckily the temperature's down just a little.
And luckily, guess who we know? Stroop Man. We know Stroop Man, so Stroop
We know
Man.
who to call. Stroop Man.
Stroop Man's on the deal, so we're not worried about that. It'll be coming forthwith, and we're just what I want to do right now is show you a little bit of what we're doing here. We're going to go out on the porch, the front porch. This place has a beautiful front porch and side porch.
It makes
Guess
me
what
think
we're
of
going to do?
growing up.
I'll guarantee you there'll be some picking on the porch.
Picking
shows.
on the porch.
We'll be able to, as we get out there, we'll be able to now let's don't fall.
I won't.
We have wires stretched everywhere this morning, folks.
Here we come.
Here we come, and we're going outside. And Peggy, let's just stand right about here.
Okay.
Right over here by these wonderful, hey, we could even sit in these rocking chairs,
right.
couldn't we?
We can.
Pull that one around.
Okay. Do you want this side, or are you okay over there?
Yeah. So
Good morning, Tullahoma.
Julia's out here with us. All we need is some coffee. Have morning coffee on the porch on Jackson Street, and you know, Julia, just sort of show around and show where we are, and take a shot. That's the First Christian Church. Here's the bank over here. Main red light down here in Jackson and Hogan, or Grundy.
And on the left, we have Ropers.
We have Ropers over here. So we, folks, officially are downtown Tullahoma. And we'll be able to sit right here and do the Christmas parade off our own front porch.
And you don't have to move and take all your stuff.
And many other things. So it opens up a lot of opportunity for us. We appreciate and thank our sponsors throughout the years for, you know, we've been doing this for 30 years now.
I know.
And without our sponsors and the folks in our community that support us, we wouldn't be here, but we are. And we are going to keep on going. I'm sure you can hear plenty of the road noise from Jackson Street. We are going to have some sound barriers put inside the building. And every now and then I'm sure we'll get a train. But guess what? Tullahoma's got trains.
We're famous for trains, aren't we?
That's right, and Tullahoma's got P-Head Productions.
There you go.
And we are going to be here. What we're going to do today, folks, is we're going to pull some video because everything's a mess, and show you some of the video from the 20 years that we were at the Markham building. Don't forget, Tullahoma High School is playing Creekwood in football this Friday. Craig Terry, oh yeah, we've got the Craig Terry interview.
Oh yeah, I want to mention that next week we have Craig Terry and friends coming from Chicago and the Ryan Opera Company. They're going to be on South Jackson Stage Saturday night, September 25th, 7 o'clock. Tickets are on sale right now. Craig grew up in Tullahoma and contributed much as a young person, and then he went off to college and to the world.
Won a Grammy, didn't he?
He won a Grammy. We wanted to have a big, event about Grammy, but the pandemic came around.
Right.
We had to cancel him. But now he's back, and he will be here Saturday the 25th. Get your tickets now.
There you go.
I'm excited.
So, folks, what we're going to do right now is thank you, and hope you enjoy what we do during the show today. Remember, we're at 207 North Jackson Street, right across from the First Christian Church and the South Central Bell building, or AT&T or whatever it is now. I guess South Central Bell's dead and gone, isn't it?
Yeah, and I believe we're going to do the Craig Terry Zoom call I did last week.
Yeah, we are.
And that would be nice.
So we'll be back to tell you goodbye in just a minute.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department needs you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street. Heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one! Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, folks, we're back, and this is going to be a fun deal. I have a young gentleman with me right now. We've just been catching up, Royce Massengale, and I told him, I said, last time I saw Royce, he was probably wearing a Tullahoma High School Wildcat football uniform.
Yeah.
And that's been how many years ago, Royce?
Man, at least 20 years.
20 years.
At least 20 years, yeah.
20 years. And this young man has come back. He went off. He ran track in college and studied
radio and television production.
Radio, television production.
Minor in stage performance. So,
you like being on stage?
I love being on stage.
Isn't it great?
I was saying earlier, it was just good to actually, for somebody to actually talk to me this time. Because usually I'm doing most of the talking. So
right.
It's different.
Well, what I want you to do, I want to stay out of your way.
That's all.
You know, Teddy Bart, friend of mine, taught me early on the best interviewer only asks one question, then listens.
I dig that.
Then listens.
I dig that.
And then if the person you're interviewing slows down a little bit, you've listened.
Yeah.
And you can ask the proper question.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you right now to tell us a little bit, fill us in on what's been happening and what's going to happen with Royce.
Okay. Well, hello everybody who's watching or will be watching. Royce Massengale, of course. I'm an alumni here from Tullahoma, Tennessee, originally born in Winchester, so shout out to Winchester. Fast forward, did my thing here in sports in Tullahoma, went off to Arkansas, Pine Bluff to run some track and got into radio and television, theater performance. Traveled all over the U.S., doing original playwrights and got a chance to write for some prominent artists that are out. Well, I guess I say are still out today. I'd got my feet wet a little bit doing that, and I don't want to say I wasted my time in school because I spent an extra 3 years, but I had changed my major at that time to mass comm and radio and television. So I finished in about 2008, came down here, started teaching for about two or 3 years under Dr. Sharan. Shout out to Dr. Sharan in the special education program at Farrah. Alongside Curtis Cooley, coaching the West Middle School girls basketball team at that time, and but man, I took about a year off, and I said I wanted to pursue, a dream of mine I've always wanted to do, and that was pretty much like what you're doing now, but wanted to get more into film, and since I did a lot of acting then, I wanted to incorporate my acting and also my cinematography, videography, directing skills, writing skills, and scripts. And we started freelance shooting and doing short films and producing music and actually recruiting a few artists of ours that are, one is actually here from Tullahoma. His name is Marcus Pendleton, shout out to him, and another guy named Christian Dyer in Nashville. And so for the last 10 years, my man, we've been developing our production team. And like I said, we've been doing short films, which we've got a couple of accolades for some film festivals. We've got nominations for that. We're actually working on one called The Hit List. It's coming soon. It's going to be like a 4-part series, and we finally got all our camera equipment and stuff ready. And
it's funny about that. About the time you think you've got what you need, they come out with something new, and what you've got's a boat anchor.
Always. It's always something
you got to go buy again. You just have to keep buying because technology never stops. It just keeps getting better and better.
And the resolution and stuff like that. I remember we were starting out with like the 720 when we first got the Canon TI. We thought that was everything.
Oh yeah.
And now we've finally got up to the Blackmagic, and it's oh man, we can actually see the pores in our skin and stuff. But yeah. And then, finally, we developed Royce's Rant. And Royce's Rant, of course, my name is Royce, and I like to talk a lot. So it's called Royce's Rant. And it's possessive and it's plural at the same time because, yeah, I get to talk a lot, but also it's a platform to allow other people to speak their thoughts or lose their mind. That's my slogan right there. Speak your thoughts or lose your mind, because if you hold all that in, you get stressed out. You can, if you got high blood pressure or anything like that, you know, it's just not good to hold
no, it's not.
Truth in, you know. And I even say sometimes to people, it's rather you lie or tell the truth, at least get it out there, you know, just so people will know where you can stand and they'll have a chance to decipher what you're saying to them if they want to believe that or not. But at least speak your thoughts, you know, and don't stress yourself out by holding everything in. And that's therapy talk to myself, you know. So we've been running Royce's Rant. I actually started it on Juneteenth of 2019. And it started off as just me just talking, and I had a counterpart of mine. We went back and forth. And then I said, I think I'm ready to be solo and talk to the people.
Right.
And that's when I realized I was good at that, just running my mouth, talking and talking. And we've had several guests on the show. Shout out to Monica Blake. She actually came on the show on the second season, and she told her story. Very moving story. I advise everybody to go back and look at that. It's called Beaten Black and Blue. And we actually did a recap of that. She came back on and told us where she's at now mentally, right, and the things she's done. So, but yeah, we've had anywhere from music producers to comedians, entrepreneurs on the show, and now we have 2 other shows under the network. One is called The Prescription with Dr. Anatomy, and he speaks on speaks on relationships and cheating and why men cheat. Then we have my guy Nino Black.
They don't, do they?
No, men don't cheat. We don't cheat. We do not. Don't say that. And then our final guy, Nino Black, he's from Nashville. He has a show under my network called Black Thoughts. So it's catered more to, like, you know, the black community, uplifting the black community, the people in lower income communities and stuff like that.
Right.
So that whole network, we try to tackle, like I said, social, political things.
Good for you.
Taboo points and all stuff like that. So we're here. Now I'm here in Tullahoma, and I guess I would say ruffling some feathers, I guess. I don't know, but I've been speaking my mind a lot here. I know it shocked a lot of people because I used to be the quiet guy in school.
Right.
But, you know, when you live life a little bit and you get kind of tired of things, you know, it's good to kind of speak up, you know, about some truths and some things you want to see change in the community, and that's my aim.
Well, you know, and we're in we're in a realm right now of that taking place on a national scale, which is about time.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah, it's about time.
And we need to remember, all of us, it's a two-way street.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's a two-way street, and everybody has an issue, and if you look deep, all of us do. Doesn't make any difference what your color, your race, your religion, your financial status is. Everybody has deep issues because your history is in you, whether you like it or not. You know, a lot of people are trying to legislate history and tear down history. You can't do that. It's there. You can try to mask it, you can paint it, you can hide it, but deep inside, it's there. It's always going to be there. It's how you deal with it.
Correct.
That is what will save us all. Is how we each individually and jointly deal with it.
True.
And one way we deal with it is verbalizing it with each other.
Right.
Our problems aren't going to be solved by government.
Right.
They're going to be solved one relationship at a time.
Right.
And when that one relationship blossoms, it's funny how it spills out around you, and all of a sudden somebody else is going, well, I need to be like that. I need to feel that way. I need to put love back in my heart. And I congratulate you
I appreciate
for
it.
doing what you're doing. I think it's outstanding to have a young man come back to this community. We're so happy when our young people come back. Because we want you, we love you. We pampered you when you were here. And hopefully when we sent you out, you acted about halfway right.
Something like that.
But, you know, hey, young people don't always act halfway right.
Yeah, that's it.
But then we want to make sure that the nest is still here when you come back, where you can be appreciated and still loved and supported.
Definitely.
To do what you're trying to do. And that's what you're going to get, okay?
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
All right, and I'm proud to have that you came and visited with us. I look forward to hearing what you're doing on the radio.
Yeah.
And know that you're always welcome. You want to come back? Give us a report. What's going on in your world?
Definitely.
Wayne's world, Royce's world.
Yeah, Royce's world. Yeah.
You're always welcome.
Yeah, and I love to come back and discuss some other things.
Sure.
When I have time.
Sure. You got it. You got a platform, another platform right here. Now, what I want you to do before we leave is tell people how to find you.
Okay. All right. Cool. And I actually just noticed on the screen. It is Facebook.com /. It's actually. They got it. They changed it. They got it. Okay, Good job. I see him. I caught it. Yeah, Royce's Rant, Royce's Rant podcast. You can find that on Facebook, IG, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, all Royce's Rant. You can Google it. You can just check out some of the work that we've done in the past and even now. We've got a lot of good things coming up. I'm very excited. Me personally, I speak on the community a lot. What camera at? I guess we're at this one, right?
Yeah.
Hey, all right. So I'm all about that one?
Yeah, that's your window to the world.
That's
right
window
there.
to the world. Okay. So I just want everybody to know, I came back, here for a reason. I really feel like it was God's calling because I was in Murfreesboro. I wasn't planning to be here until 5 years later because I had some things I wanted to do with the community, but. For the ones that just got reintroduced to me and just saw a whole hoopla of stuff, just know that it's all for a reason. We have great plans for the community, especially in the lower income communities, the black communities that sometimes I feel like it's a little overlooked. And we've been working with the politicians and stuff here, but I want to know that anybody that wants to work with us. Anybody that wants to work for the greater good, and just like you had said, regardless of what color you are, but just recognize where the problem is. And if we can come together as a community, it doesn't have to be a certain part of the community that we call out. I want Tullahoma to be able to call it a community all together where everybody is involved, everybody is checking up on each other, and that we're all looking the same on every street, and we're educated. So fast forward, because I don't want to waste any more time. Just
we're
looking
about
forward
out of
to
time.
working the community, and you guys just check us out. I'm glad to be here. Can't wait to be here again.
You can.
That's what it is.
Royce Massengale, thank you, my friend.
Appreciate it. You too.
All right, glad to have you.
Yes,
we'll
sir.
be back after these messages.
Clayton's has been Tullahoma's shoe store for over 120 years, and Florence Hall continues that tradition today. We're the only shoe store in town that starts with measuring your foot to make sure you get the perfect fit in a quality shoe. That includes narrow through wide widths for men, women, and children. Clayton Shoes, the family shoe store you'll love.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality at Clayton Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
My husband was diagnosed with a spinal infection. He lost his ability to swallow and the movement of his legs.
I couldn't turn over in bed, I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat.
They were just wonderful in the treatment and care they gave my husband.
I regained my mobility where I was able to go home.
It is miraculous.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
What y'all think about that? Huh?
It's always nice to review that.
You forget some stuff.
You forget stuff.
Are we back on?
Yeah, we're back on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, wake up, Peggy.
Wake up, Peggy. 2021 wasn't that boring, was it? Hey.
We did have a good year.
Yes, we did.
A lot of great
yes,
things
we
happened.
did. So we just hope everybody else continues to have a good year. We care about you. Let's go into 2022.
Did you think you'd ever be saying that?
No.
That's just a little unbelievable that I've lived this long.
If we make it through December.
And we have, yeah.
And we did.
When you think about when we were all born, who would have thought we'd have still been around?
I know.
Here 20,
I was born a few days
ago.
Well,
what was it? 2001 Space Odyssey?
Yeah.
That was like in 1990. What was it? 1999.
59.
Yeah, 1959.
That's some days ago.
Yeah, 59. That's when I was playing rock and
I'm
roll.
pretty impressed with our control room. I think we posed that question, and Andrew knew the answer.
He knows the answer.
Andrew knows the answer damn near everything.
He does, absolutely.
Smart kid. So, folks, I guess what we'll do right now is thank our sponsors. You know, we just appreciate them very much because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here.
That's the truth.
30 years.
Honestly, we have the most giving people and supportive people in anywhere, I think.
And we just
They do a great
appreciate
job.
them, and we appreciate you, the audience, for hanging around with us for all this time and allowing us to come into your household and entertain you and inform you and hopefully bring a little joy and laughter into your life.
And have a Happy New Year.
And have a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And we'll see you in 2022.